been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion, Mr. Politician? It's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me.
Beautiful morning this morning in the studio, and I know it is the same with you wherever you are, with good, very beautiful weather of about 23 degrees Celsius here in the city of Jos and its environs. If you can hear my voice this morning, it means you're rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM and TV. And of course, it is still that your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. Today is the 22nd day of November 2024, and it is a Friday. Thank God it's Friday. You know, like I personally am saying, thank God it's Friday. It is going to be, after today, it's going to be rest, and then we'll be saying on Monday. So I love to say, thank God it's Friday. Usually we do these programs every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and of course, Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And as you know, we do this program in 3 segments. The first segment is the newspaper review, and the second segment is the segment we call the transit segment, where we have analysis into contemporary issues that we have on the newspaper. But today it is going to be a bit different because we have a topic we want to discuss in the house this morning, and we're having a guest that you would want to meet. He's a guest that would answer a lot of questions that you've been pondering on, the questions you've been asking yourself, especially if you're out there and you are a student. That guest is no other person but the person of Professor Ishaya Tanko, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Jos. He is going to be live seated here in 30 minutes from now. You can reach us on social media. On Facebook, you can reach us on Unity Radio FM/TV Jos, and on YouTube we are on Unity FM TV Jos. Today, as usual, you know, I am not alone. I am fortunate to have with me a voice you're very, very used to, a voice you've heard over and over again. He is one very good analyst, an erudite analyst that will give his input as to contemporary issues, and then he's unbiased, very objective. He is one that will lend his voice to the cause of humanity at any point in time without flinching. He is one that will go extra mile to see that he fights for the right of women and children, or whatever, not minding whatever it will cost. He is no other person but the person of Barrister Paul Zaruma. And by my left, I have a beautiful lady seated here with me. She is Miss Jennifer, and she has 1 or 2 for us this morning. So when it is time, you are going to be hearing their voice. The next voice you'll be hearing after mine right now is going to be that voice that you're used to, the voice of Barrister Paul Zaruma.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you...
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
Beautiful good morning to you, Michael Pedro. Good morning, Jennifer Akwai.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, viewers and listeners. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you are receiving these signals. This is our greetings from the beautiful hills of ZINARIYA layout. Jos is cool, beautiful, and peaceful. I would also want to use this opportunity to send our love and condolence to the family of Halima, who is popularly known as Yahaya Dubu. She is now deceased. She is the mother of one of our friend Ibrahim Aboy Usman at Angorimi, Febuna. We lost her on the 19th day of November 2024. She has since been buried according to Islamic rite. We extend our condolence and love to the family, and we wish that may her soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen. So, Miss Jennifer, you'd want to say good morning to our listeners?
Yes, very good morning to you wherever you are watching. It can be in Jos, it can be other parts of Nigeria, other parts of the world. I say a very good morning to you. And if you're just still sleeping, or you just woke up or about to sleep, you are at the right place at the right time. Very good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to the program.
All right, that is the voice of Jennifer Okoye. You can tell she is beautiful from her voice. And without any wasting of time, I'm just going to delve directly into the newspaper headline this morning. On the TG News, it says, we will back a northern candidate for president in 2027. And that is the ACF, that's Iowa Consultative Forum, as chairman suspended over statement. Nigeria on path of economic recovery, says Shetima. House of Representatives reject bill for 6-year single term for president and governors. Family marks NSA's 64th birthday with food and 50K cash gift to 600 patients and vulnerable women. That's from TG News. Still on TG News, it says Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa arrested in Finland on terrorism charges. That was from TG News. And the first news has this to say: Atiku, Tinubu's loan are bone crushing to Nigerians. Our reforms yielding results. Nigerians now see benefits, President Tinubu. Defense headquarters hails arrest of IPOP Simon Ekpa as landmark anti-terrorism success. That was from TG News. And the last newspaper we're looking into today is the Metrics. It says economic policies. Atiku renews war of words with Tinubu. Your failed policies, bone-crushing loans, taking Nigerians back to indebtedness. Defense headquarters hails Simon Ekpa's arrest, hails international community for partnership in fight against terrorism, says it's a step towards his extradition to Nigeria to face justice, reveals military troops have eliminated notorious terrorists, 114 others. That was the Metrics this morning. Barrister, this morning I have an interest, especially when it comes to the case of Simon Ekpa's arrest. He has been...
I think it is the main headline. But before we talk about Samuel Ekpa, it has been our tradition to always begin from home, particularly here in Jos North. We have been enjoying relative peace, so to say, for all this while. You know, but there are people that are threatening the peace of Jos North. We are calling upon the attention of the government, particularly at Gidaman Jagap, the private abattoir. On the 14th of last month, you know, there is a land tussle going on at that abattoir, private abattoir at Gidaman Jagap, Bauchi Expressway, between two people. The matter is already in court. But it appears those people are parading themselves as if they are above the law. On the 14th of October 2014, the clash led to them blocking the road leading to Bauchi. And some innocent motorists that are passing, their windshield were smashed, not for the quick intervention of the checkpoint at Rija. Zakalio, Kwanamal and Tukur. Those military came and then dismantled the checkpoint and mercilessly dealt with the troublemakers. And then one of the contending party still went into the property and continued developing the property. On the 7th of this November, another group, when dissatisfied with the attitude of that person, entered into that same property, and then there was also another clash. You know, we appreciate the commandant. I don't know which number of the sector, but the sector that is occupying the Zaria Road Stadium, the commandant is doing fantastically well. He mobilized his boys. They went to that place at Gidaman Jagab Kungari Giza district. I'm giving detail because we want authorities to take note of that place. And then dealt mercilessly with the people, and all of them disappeared. After that incident, the soldiers left that place, the men of the STF left that place. And that same person also went there again to continue with his development activity, despite court order from Upper Area Court Kaswanama and another court order from Upper Area Court Kabong that restrain any activity on that land. Just yesterday, why I'm saying this, very important. Just yesterday, the situation almost escalated to the extent that so many cars of innocent people that are traveling perhaps from Bauchi to Jos and from Jos to Bauchi were smashed. We know how expensive it is to buy a windscreen today.
Yeah.
People are managing their life, and because of vested and personal interests. And we are saying that the police has been docile about this. There is a pending case court order. I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. I have seen the court order. I have copies of the court order from Upper Area Court Kaswanama. I have also seen the court order from Upper Area Court Kabong. Why is it the court order from Kaswanama ordered the area commander to make sure that nobody goes there? And as of this morning, there is no presence of security in that place. You know, we are calling on Permanent Secretary Security, we are calling on Operation Rainbow, we are calling on DSS, we are calling on Nigerian Civil Defense to avert this unnecessary thing. Just is very, very fragile. Not because of vested interest or personal issue, people should cause the kind of chaos. Even yesterday, the commander of that same sector at Zaria Road Stadium was the person that rescued the day. He made some arrests, dealt with so many people.
But it is bad enough that this same set of people are repeatedly threatening the peace of the state, and then we are being casual. This
is the third time, Michael Pedro. I was there yesterday because I received a distress call. I went there, I saw it to myself. I risked my life. I went there, I saw things to myself. This is not a hearsay. This is something. Somebody called me and said, "Please come and see what is happening." You know, I went there.
This is a clarion call to the police.
The soldiers had to come and then effect some arrests and also dealt with some people, but we don't know what will happen next. Work there must stop. The court order must be obeyed. Nobody is above the law, no matter who you are. And the authority, I still say the police are docile in handling this issue. The order in Upper Area Court Kaswanama has expressly given the police the order to take charge of that place. Even the order from Upper Area Court Kaswanama Kabong has also given the Commissioner of Police the go-ahead to stop any activity there. We cannot continue to put the life of our people in danger over personal interests. That thing does not have anything to do with government. It is a personal fight that some people want to manipulate the fragile peace we're enjoying in Jos to escalate situation. And the government must act immediately. The authorities must act swiftly and make sure that this issue did not reoccur again. Just within the span of 27 days, we have had 3 sensitive issues going on there.
It is a clarion call to the appropriate authority to actually take note and do the needful as it is right now, because like the barrister rightly said, Jos is fragile, and we will not, because of some individuals, trade the peace that we are enjoying right now. So the police should be swift and do what is expected of them to do on that land, since the court has given an express order for them to do so in order for us to maintain the peace that we have. So barrister, about the newspaper headline, we are running out of time, and then I want us to just have a little
let's just look at Michael Epa. Simon Epa.
Yeah.
You know, the Finnish government initially were, for whichever reasons, for diplomatic reasons best known to the Finnish government, they have been shielding Simon Epa. And then Simon Epa has been instigating terrorism in Nigeria, which has led to killing of so many people. There was an attempt during the Buhari's regime to use Interpol to get him arrested, but the Finnish government, the Finnish authority frustrated that effort during Buhari's regime. Recently, he had also triggered a lot of violence, particularly in the eastern part of the country. Simon Ekpan has been creating division, hatred, racism, tribalism, ethnic supremacism. And he is propagating that through mass call for terrorism. And then we appreciate the Finnish authority for rising to the occasion and waking up to their responsibility and arresting Simon Ekpa. That is the right thing to do. And to me, it is not enough to arrest Simon Ekpa. They should extradite him to Nigeria.
No, sure, that is
the next step. If most of the authorities, the allegation against Simon Ekpa in Finland are tourism-related accusation, but mostly on internet.
Okay.
But when you bring him to Nigeria, Nigerian authorities will have jurisdiction to try him of locally instigated acts of terrorism, as well as that of the internet. So Nigeria will have the better advantage, and the locus criminis is here. And most of the direct hits, the evidence and the fact are locally here in Nigeria. So the best thing for the Finnish government to do, because well, I don't know the jurisdiction of their district court. He was taken to a district court. If it were in Nigeria, a district court will not even have. That is what we call a magistrate court here. Will not even have. Does not even have a jurisdiction to try him. It is a high court. So you can see that we are calling on Finnish authority here because of the gravity of the offense, because of the evidence that are on ground. So we are calling on the Finnish authority to extradite him so that he will come and face the music that he has played in Nigerian territory. So that is that. So I also aligned myself with the Nigerian defense that that celebrated the arrest of Simon Ekpa, and then it shouldn't stop there. They should also press their diplomatic button for Simon Ekpa to be extradited to Nigeria so that he will face he will dance the music of the song he has been playing, just like Nnamdi Kanu is presently dancing the music of the song he has played. So I think that is very, very necessary for the authorities to embark on that. He has led to the killing of so many people. He has led to the destruction of properties worth millions of naira. There is nothing. In fact, what Simon Ekpa has done is terrorism personified. You know, he is not. He was initially masquerading as a freedom fighter, but he has moved from a freedom fighter to a terrorism, to a terrorist. He is both an active and constructive terrorist. So the authorities should be treated as such. So we appreciate the turnaround by the Finnish government, because we don't understand why initially during Buhari's regime they refused to extradite him and they refused to arrest him. In fact, when Nigeria attempted, in fact they blocked him and they protected him. But thank God they have realized that he is a danger not only to Nigerian territory, to also the Finnish authority, because he was not the only person that was arrested. There were other two people that were also arrested, so two conspirators that were arrested. One is also a facilitator of terror, on the allegation of facilitating terrorism. The other is also on the allegation of sponsoring terrorism. So the government should do the needful. It is also very important.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for that beautiful analysis and that input you just gave about this very issue. Mr. Jennifer, can you tell us what is this your program about, and what should we expect tomorrow?
All right, the Amazon Road Waka, it's something, this is not the first edition. We've done it, the first edition, that was in October of 2022, and then the second edition came up on the 23rd of March 2023. That's this year. So this one is the second edition for the year 2024. And then what we have actually set out to be doing is to be doing it twice. First quarter of the year and the last quarter of the year. Now, the essence of the Amazon Road Waka is that if you look at what is happening in Nigeria now, if you look at our country currently, the hardship, the economic trend up and down and all that, people are finding it extremely difficult to get by on a daily basis, and people's health are being affected one way or the other. I just realized there was a medication I purchased sometime in February. I bought it 360 naira, and then I just found out somebody wanted to use that medication, and then we went to buy it. It's now sold 3,750 naira. Wow. So I just asked myself, I was trying to like analyze it. Medication, the cost of medication has skyrocketed. So what we should be, so what we should be doing, what we should be asking ourselves is, what are the other ways that I can actually take care of my health without necessarily visiting the hospital every now and then? You know, keeping fit is one way that you as a person can, stay in health. You know, a lot of people believe that the only time that you have to keep fit is when you are fat. That is a wrong impression. It's a very, very wrong impression. I was talking with some ladies last week. They are contestants, these beauty queens and all that. And they said they are coming out for the road worker, but that they are not going to work too much. They will just take it. I said, no. Let me tell you something. If something happened here now and they say race, or everybody pick race and rock, you cannot do more than 3 minutes. You will slump. Very true, because you're not used to it. Your body needs to adapt to it over time. Yes, this is something that we are calling on everyone. So long as you are healthy, please come out on Saturday. That is tomorrow. We are assembling.
Where is the takeoff? Where is it taking off from?
We are taking off from the National Library.
That is close to JFM.
Yes, close to JFM.
The roundabout.
Yes, that roundabout. And then we are walking all the way to PRTV roundabout.
That's Refuge?
Yes. Okay. And then we come back to Poly, to end at Poly. So it's a long walk. It's a 10-kilometer walk. But the thing is that you're not coming to walk at a very at a particular pace. For instance, somebody like me, I'm a fast walker. I am a very fast walker.
What time are we?
We are assembling by 6 a.m. If you can come before 6 a.m., better, because everyone will be registered. For the worker.
Registration online?
No. As you are coming there, we are going to register you.
So we'll be going on this very, very short break, and we'll be back. When we come back, she's going to be giving us more insight as to the Amazon Road Waka. And so keep your fingers crossed. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune into Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Pay attention, it starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
That very short break. If you can still hear my voice, then it means you rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM and TV. And of course, it is still that your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. Like I told you before we went on that break, this morning we are privileged to be graced with the presence of one of our own here in the studio to discuss about those issues that you've been pondering on, those questions you've been wanting to ask, those things that you've been asking yourself and you don't have the information as to them, especially when it concerns education here in Plateau State, precisely talking about the University of Jos. Seated with me in the studio here is a father, an academic juggernaut, one who has crossed his T's correctly and has dotted his I's rightly. He is seated here with me in the studio. We are privileged to have with us Professor Ishaya Tanko, the Vice Chancellor of University of Jos. The next voice that you're going to be hearing will be the voice of the professor. Professor, good morning, sir.
Good morning, thank you. It's nice to be here.
You're welcome to the studio, sir.
And good morning to all the listeners.
Thank you so much. We are privileged to have you this morning in the studio, sir.
It's a privilege to be here too.
And so, sir, we had some conversations with, during our investigations and all, doing businesses of journalism and all, we came across questions, students especially asking questions as to the reasons why there has been a delay in the 2023 and 2024, 2023/2024 and 2024/2025 admission respectively. And so we don't know, sir, if you would help us shed light as to the reason why we're having these delays.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, we've had a lot of complaints or a lot of issues with respect to this admission this year from students, from parents. And I'm happy to be here to be able to have the opportunity to explain, to the world why the delay in these admissions. Number one is that you know that when you want to correct certain things, there has to be sacrifices. There must be sacrifices. People have to be patient. There has to be patience in it. There are quite a number of reasons why we are here and why we are late in completing our admission process. Number one is, you will recall that when we came in as in leadership of the university, we came and met, there was a backlog of 3 years of admission.
True.
There was a backlog of 3 years of admission.
Very true.
The university management and the Senate has to take a decisive action in order to make sure that we are on board. We have reached a point where we'll be able to admit students immediately they finish their JAM and immediately they finish their exams.
Okay.
To be able to do that, we have to do quite a number of things. And that was why last year we were able to combine 2 sessions. So we combined 2 sessions last year. That is the 2021-2022 and 2022-2023.
Yeah.
So that was what we did in order to try to really clean up the system. This year, the Senate of the university also approved that we combine the 2 sessions, the 2 remaining sessions, so that we are now up to date with respect to the students applying. We've decided to do that for quite a number of reasons.
Okay.
Number one, we feel that the students who want to come to UniJOS have been disenfranchised, because it means that students will wait for 3 years before they are admitted. By implication, if we hadn't done this process that we did,
very true,
that they wait for 3 years before they actually come to university. That means potentially their colleagues who would have chosen another university
would have been in 300 level.
Would have been in 300 level or 400 level, as the case may be. So that was the reason why we had to take that particular decision. Secondly, we also realized that as a university, we were also losing some good students, quality students, because when they discover that they're going to stay for a number of years, they go to whatever university.
Yeah, they opt for options.
For options that are available.
Yeah.
You know, so those are some of the core reasons why we've decided that we had to combine the 2 sessions, and we're happy that we've taken that decision. Now, when we took that decision, particularly of this year, we now combine the 2023-2024 and 2024-2025 academic sessions. When we did that, we did it for the best interest of our students that apply to come, and of course the parents and to the university. Unfortunately, when we started doing the process, we realized that there were certain external factors that have to delay the admission process. Number one, we couldn't do the screening because WAEC delayed the release of their results. We cannot do screening, post-UTME screening, without the release of the results.
Very true.
So we had to wait for the WAEC to release its result. When WAEC released the result, that was when we started the post-UTME screening. Of course, we had to publicize to the students to start the post-UTME screening. We planned to stop the screening when a lot of people came crying that, look, NECO had not released their result. So we said, okay, we will concede and wait for the NECO to release its result before we close the screening process. When NECO released their results, we gave I think about 1 or 2 weeks.
So all these factors elongated the period.
So, yeah, and in fact, when the NECO released their results, we got another request pleading that NABTEC has not released their results.
Wow.
So you can see all these external factors now elongated the process. And of course, we don't want to disenfranchise any students who apply to come to UniJOS. And that is one of the reasons why we said, okay, we will allow them to finish all that. So they finished, all the results have been released. We did our post-UTME screening. we've done the admission process, and we had finished the admission process. But another challenge actually has come in, and that is what we are facing at the moment.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we before now, what we used to do is as soon as we process the results, we upload on our web portal. Students start the registration. Now, we have had quite a number of issues with respect to that, especially from the regulator for admission, JAM. JAM has defined a clear procedure for admissions. And we also are determined to ensure that we follow that procedure this year.
Okay.
And last year as well, that was what we did. The first thing that we do, once we have done our admission process, is to first of all upload the admissions onto the JAM portal so that their admission letters are processed. We have been doing that for the past 1 week.
Okay.
In fact, for the past 2 weeks, we've started doing that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we found out that most of the applicants, have not gone to upload their WAEC results on the JAM portal. So if candidates have not uploaded their WAEC or O-level results and A-level results on the JAM portal, we cannot even propose them on the WAEC on the JAM portal for the admission to be processed. So this is where we are, and that's one of the reasons why I'm happy that I'm here, so that I can explain this and then plead to all students that apply to come to UniJOS who have not done that to please go to the WAEC office or the JAM office, or the JAM accredited centers for them to take their WAEC result, so that the result, NECO result, or whatever they are using to gain admission, to upload on the JAM portal, so that we are able to upload their admission processes. Because without that, we cannot even do that. So that's one of those are all the factors that have delayed this particular admission process. In some cases, we have to be calling students, applicants who have applied, to call them, to let them know to go and actually upload their WAEC or O-level results, to be able to allow us to conclude the process. Okay. So those are some of the challenges that we have faced. For direct entry, for instance, one of the things that that JAM has done in order to reduce the falsification of their results, because we found instances where people will go and say, we have gotten a diploma there at this institution. They may not have done that, and we will take it, verbatim, because they brought the certificates, and some of which have actually been falsified. So JAM now came up with a procedure to say, okay, for us to be able to address this issue, if you are applying to UniJOS with an ordinary diploma from PLATEAU Polytechnic, right? Yeah. You would have to go to JAM portal and upload that diploma result on the JAM portal. Now, JAM will not allow us to upload your admission until the PLATEAU Polytechnic are able to verify that yes, indeed, you have finished. You have finished from PLATEAU, and this is the degree. The result that you have uploaded is indeed your result. Before JAM will allow us to upload your admission. Okay. Now, there are a lot of institutions who are not even checking this on a daily basis. They are supposed to be checking the JAM portal to see if there are these requests to clear. And that's one of the reasons for me, for instance, every day before I go to bed, I check on the JAM portal if there are requests, if there are issues that I need to clear. So all these external factors are the factors that have actually delayed our admission process. It's for us, it's actually a disappointment, because you know that the continuing students have already gone far with the lectures.
Very well. Very well.
So those are the reasons why we are where we are. And I want to really use this opportunity, to request and plead that all students who have applied to UniJOS to go and upload their results on the JAM portal.
Do they have to go, or they can do it just online?
Yes. No, unfortunately, for them to upload the results, they either have to go to the JAM office,
okay,
or to go to the JAM accredited center. The JAM accredited CBT center means that those CBT centers that JAM has allowed, for candidates to come and write JAM exams. So they unfortunately have to go, but they can go to anywhere, any town. They don't have to go to where they wrote their own JAM.
Okay.
They can go to any center.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that information. So much information from there, and I believe the listeners out there have a better understanding of as to the reason why the admission is delayed. Another question I want to ask this morning is, we would want to know, as students of Nigeria and students that are students in the University of Jos and students that want to come to University of Jos, the reasons why there is a hike in the school fees charges.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a very important question and contentious question as well. Unfortunately for us, education is costly. University education is costly. Quality university education is even more costly. That is the unfortunate situation. We have seen that happen even right from primary school, secondary school. There are a lot of things that are required on a day-to-day basis for us to provide students for quality education. Is it laboratory equipment, reagents, and so on and so forth. We need to be able to provide them those. We need to be able to provide them with the basic amenities, power, electricity in their hostels, in classrooms, and so on and so forth. So when you combine all this, you see that indeed it is costly, and we have no option at all than to do this. A science lab can basically, for instance, burn reagents that is worth 1 million naira in a lesson. Now, somebody who doesn't understand that value will think that why would you throw away that money? But without the reagents that students can engage with to be able to understand certain things, they are not learning.
Actually.
So those are some of the reasons why I said education is costly. And unfortunately, for us here in Nigeria, we appreciate the government because the government is doing its best in terms of providing the resources. But unfortunately, because of maybe many universities and many people now wanting to go to university, what government is providing to universities in Nigeria generally, particularly public universities, is not good enough to be able to provide that level of education that we have, even the minimum requirement that we need to provide. So that is why the public universities had to now think about a way of augmenting the government's resources in order to provide the basic university education that it requires. So that's the reason why we had to look at what is required. So I give you an example. Last year, when we were doing our budgeting, we had to look at what is coming from the federal government to be able to provide electricity, right?
Yeah.
And what we need to be able to pay for electricity charges. Now we look at that. We look at the difference. So we had to add, a fee charge to students to be able to augment the payment of electricity. Otherwise, we cannot afford. Yeah. So unfortunately, you and I know that recently, with the banding of electricity,
Yeah.
Our electricity bill in the university has risen by 4 times of what we used to have. So the question is, what are we going to do? So of course we met with students and discussed with them, especially the student union. We discussed with them. We have no option. There are 2 options. One option is for us to increase the charges so that we can take care of the electricity bills. The other option is to keep the charges as they are, but we need to ration the electricity supply.
And that is going to affect their studies.
Of course, that is going to affect their studies. But they chose that we should ration the electricity supply rather than increasing even by 10,000.
Wow.
So we've decided that is what we are going to do. They agree that we can ration. In fact, we said it's likely that we are going to get power supply in the hostels particularly for 2 hours in the morning and probably 2 or 3 hours in the night. And they said they preferred that because we had increased a little bit, but they said they preferred that than to even increase, even if it is 5 naira.
Wow.
Or 500 naira. So we said, okay, we're going to do that. But we must ration it in a way that we will be able to, to meet our obligation to JEDC and so on and so forth. So those are the kind of issues, and that's the reason why the charges. When you look at a typical public university in Nigeria, are charging at least 1 to 2 million naira per session.
Yeah, private universities.
Private universities.
Yeah.
In fact, some private universities that are doing courses like medicine are charging between 7 to 8 million.
Yeah.
And students are paying. Whereas we are charging 100,000 naira per session here in Unijos. Even in secondary schools, I know that there are a lot of people who pay more than 100,000 per term. So those are some of the issues. I understand that there's suffering everywhere. Everybody is struggling, but of course, one of the most important things is that we must, as a country, understand that the investment in education is very, very crucial. Both for us, both for government and also for us as individuals.
Yeah.
For us as parents, we must be committed, to invest, because it is only when we invest in education that we are investing in the future.
True, very true.
So, I think the clarity is that we have not increased charges in the University of Jos. We haven't increased. The only slight increase that we've done, which was also agreed between student union, is a slight increase for the incoming students, but all continuing students, what we had increased earlier on, we have dropped it. And what they were paying last year is what they are paying now. And you know that is not actually possible. When you go to the market, what we were buying at 10 naira before, it's almost 20 or 30 naira now.
Yeah.
So that makes it very, very difficult. A bulb, is when bulbs are, you need to replace bulbs, you need to do everything in the university and so on and so forth. So there's a lot.
Actually.
As far as expenses, operating costs, it's a lot.
Actually. And so, sir, my next question is, with your appointment as the alternate chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Federal Universities, what should we expect as for a change?
Well, thank you very much. This is a very interesting one. We have a committee of vice chancellors. The committee of vice chancellors, like you've heard, is just an association that is bringing all the vice chancellors, creating a platform where we discuss challenges, we discuss issues, and then identify ways, of how to address some of those challenges within, universities. For us to be able to manage universities appropriately. Of course, what we expect is for us to go in terms of negotiating, certain things that the universities expect. That's the mandate of the committee. If we need to, for instance, go to the ministry to lobby for certain things for universities, that's the role of the committee, and that's the role of the executive members of the committee. Okay. If we want to go to National Assembly to lobby for certain things for university systems in Nigeria, we will do that as far as the committee is concerned, and that's what we will do.
Right, sir. With all that being said, we'll be going on a very short break, and when we come back, we are going to continue from where we stopped. Please stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It kill love, it kill dreams. It land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune into Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
If you can still hear me, it means you're still rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM and TV. And of course, it is still that your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. I still remain your humble anchor. Michael Pedro is my name. And before we went on that break, we were having an in-depth conversation as to certain issues that has to do with the University of Jos, and Father here and the VC in the house has a lot to say, a lot of explanations to make as to certain questions that were asked. You can keep your fingers crossed as we take you on this ride. It promises to be very educative and informative. Just don't touch that dial. When it is time for you to call in, you can call 070-3235-3315. I'll call the number for you to call again, 070-3235-3315. And if you want to send in your SMS, you can send it to 081-6314-1141. For SMS, 081-6314-1141. In a short while, I am going to be opening the phone lines for you to call in. But remember, when you call in, you are not permitted to make any derogatory statement as to any individual or organization. It is prohibited. You are going to speak, and you're going to speak like a learned person and very diplomatic as you can be. So, thank you. Before we are going to go back to the conversation we were having before we go on that break. Sir, you were saying something about what we should expect as with your new appointment as the alternate chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors. I don't know if you were done with that or the break I interrupted.
Thank you very much. Like I was saying, we're honored. Obviously, it's a call for to service again. Being appointed as the alternate chair of the CVC-NU. Like I was saying, our role is to coordinate activities of vice chancellors in Nigerian University. We meet, we identify challenges. We look at ways of solving or addressing some of those challenges. Like I was saying, there are issues that will mean that the executive of the CVC-NU taken to both the National Assembly, Ministry of Education, even to the presidency, and that is what we are committed to be doing. And what we will see different, of course, is the commitment of the the members of the EXCO of CVCNU in terms of moving towards addressing some of the challenges that's facing Nigerian universities now.
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful input, sir. And my next question is, the Nigerian universities are rated very low compared to other universities in Africa. Can you tell us, in your opinion, sir, why you think it is like that?
Well, there are quite a number of reasons why Nigerian universities are rated low compared to some of the universities in Africa and even some of the universities in the world. First of all, I think that we need to know the metrics for rating Nigerian universities generally. It is not just the quality of teaching or the quality of our undergraduates that are rated. So I want to make that point very clear.
Okay.
When Nigerian universities are rated low or lower than other counterparts in Africa and even in the world, that does not mean that the quality of graduates that Nigerian universities are bringing out are lower. That point must be very clear.
Yeah.
I want to make it very clear.
Yeah.
Because the quality of teaching in Nigeria is still very high. That I can attest to that. We bring out quality graduates from Nigeria. And this is demonstrated by the fact that when you see a graduate of Nigeria go to other countries to do either a master's, they come out with distinctions.
Very true.
That really demonstrates that we still have a good, quality education in Nigeria. Now, when it comes to issues of rating, there are a number of factors that are considered with respect to the rating of universities generally. Number one, for instance, I'll take a few things. Of course, there will be no time for me to explain, all the areas that are actually considered. Number one, that they actually consider is the proportion of international staff in the university.
Okay.
The proportion of international staff, that means the staff that are not in the country. So what we are having, or one of the problems that we are having with respect to that, is that you will find out that Nigerian universities are paid the least, even in Africa. So even our colleagues in Africa may not want to come to Nigeria to become lecturers because of the low payment. I mean, the low remuneration that Nigerian universities actually pay at the moment. So as a result of that, you find that most Nigerian universities will not satisfy that criteria.
Sure.
Because in the University of Jos, for instance, I think we only have about 6 or so international staff. We will wish that we have more international staff so that the ratio is what can be what is considered, by the international rating criteria and agencies. So that's one. Number two, they look at the ratio of international students in universities.
Okay.
Which we don't also have a number of, we don't have many international students. Most students from even within Africa may not want to come to Nigeria, particularly Jos. I think because of the bad narrative that is going out there, or that has gone out there. A lot of people will say the insecurity in Jos, if you come to Jos, you are not going to go back. All those narratives are spoiling, the image of Nigerian universities, particularly our university. To be able to attract students from outside of this country, to come and study here. So those are a few issues. The third one that I will focus in is, of course, the funding. Is the funding of the universities. Like I said earlier on, the funding of Nigerian universities is comparatively very, very low. Comparatively very, very low as far as African countries are concerned. So for us to, of course, to bridge that gap, it means that the government will have to consider increasing the funding of public, particularly public institutions or Nigerian
giving more priority to education when it comes to budgeting.
The government needs to give more priority to education. And that is the most important thing. The budget to education needs to increase. The budget of education in Nigeria is fundamentally lower lower than most, if not all, the African countries in African countries.
That is a notable factor.
So those are all factors that that are making the rankings agencies to rank Nigerian universities very low. Of course, there are other issues with respect to research quality, issues relating to funding, staff being able to attract external funds and so on and so forth. So there are quite a number of issues that's making Nigerian universities to be rated very low. But like I said, I think the most important thing is that it is very clear and very demonstrable that the quality of our graduates is still very high. I can assure you that.
I agree with you on that, sir, because a lot of people that I know that studied here in Nigeria went out there and they came back with distinction, like you rightly said. And so my last question for the day before I open the phone lines is the Nigerian University, the University of Jos is hosting Nigerian University Games Association. That's the NUGA. How prepared is the university in terms of funding and facilities, and what are the challenges that the university is currently facing?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's very important that one of the things that we want to be appreciative to NUGA for giving us the hosting right, because when I came on board, I thought that it's actually timely. Nigeria, UniJos is going to be 50 years 50 years old next year. And I can tell you that we've never had the opportunity of hosting the NUGA. So this is the first time ever that we are going to host NUGA. And for me, I thought that hosting NUGA is not just for the glory of the University of Jos, but for Plateau State in general. So we promised the country that we are going to host the best NUGA Nigerian students have ever seen. Wow. And we are on course to ensure that happen.
Okay. Any challenges so far?
Of course, we've got a lot of challenges. There's challenges with respect to the funding, challenges with respect to the low pace of infrastructural development. So those are the key challenges. Funding. We've been going out looking for support, and I want to also use this opportunity to appreciate His Excellency the Governor of Plateau State, Barrister Caleb Manessa Mutfan, who just, I think just last week or so, called me to say that the government is supporting the university with some money in terms of running for the NUGA. Wow. We're going out, looking for support. We've got some support from Abdul Samad Rabiu that has already almost completed one of the structures that we are building. We've gotten a lot of support from government agencies, particularly TETFON and other agencies. We're still on course. We have, at the moment, tentatively agreed a date in April, May, I think April 26th or so. We are working towards ensuring that by then, by the grace of God, that we're put in what we need, actually.
Getting the message straight, directly coming from you. There's no message that will come from you that can be questioned. It is you, the VC, yourself, that is saying all that you have said. So, if you are still tuned into this frequency, the 93.3 FM, we are opening the phone lines for you to call in and give your input. But before we do so, I have some few comments on Facebook that I would want to take. It says, this is from Marcus Isa Karagama. He says, please, I want to ask this sensitive question to the VC. First of all, I thank him for clearing the air concerning the late admission, but I want to ask him what mechanism will be put in place in regards to those that applied for DE. Looking at the session resumed since about 1 month now, and lectures is going on. On the other part, two students are far with their lectures. What will it be? What will it be the fate of the new students? Looking at what happened last section from experience, many of the students have made many carryovers, and the same thing wants to happen again. This one is from Muhammad Tajuddin. He says, good morning, gentlemen in the studio, and welcome to the VC. Welcome to the VC of the University of Jos, Professor Ishaya Tanko. We are really happy to see you see your presence in this studio, radio station to discuss sundry issues concerning the University of Jos. Thank you. I wish you a safe journey back to your office. Mohammed Tajuddin from Naurugta. Sir, how about remedial students? We are all done with uploading our this is from Abdul Salam Ahmed. He says, sir, how about remedial students? We are all done with uploading our result on JAM portal, yet we haven't seen anything like admission in progress on the caps. Please, what is happening? This one says, okay. If some aspirants refuse to upload their O-level in the portal, others that did their DS will have to miss out too. The question is asking. That is to say, some people have uploaded DS, but then others haven't, and then others are suffering because others did not. This one says O-level and A-level students have been uploaded already. Aspirants are just waiting for the approval of admission. Please tell the VC to go on and upload admission fast, please. That is from Emmanuel Rinlap. And this one say he had to wait for NAPTEP to release results. That is a question. I cannot take all the comments on social media because we do not have too much time. But then these comments are going to be related to the VC after this program. You can start calling in. Okay, I already have my first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Pedro and the studio.
Good morning, Mr. Adewumi.
Thank you very much. God continue to bless you for your good work.
God bless you too, sir.
You see, at first, I still have a question for the lady for the road worker.
Okay.
I don't know if you can help us to ask her because she said it's 6:30 that they will be taking on.
Yes.
What if people are able to get here by 7 o'clock? Would they be able to get the road worker?
Okay, she's going to answer that question.
On the other hand, I want... Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I want to just speak to the VC. I want to say good morning to the VC of University of Jos. Please, I just want to hold. You see, always when we listen to the teacher station and even students that we have around the University of Jos, they have always have two complaints, electricity and water. Honestly speaking, if they can do well to help them get good water supply, and at least some places that needed urgent renovation, because even they are always doing well. And I want to give it to the VC of University of Jos, because when we go to the permanent site gate, you will see the entrance point, the in and out of the exit and entrance. It's very important. I want to give him I want to appreciate him for that good work. You see, the congestion around that permanent site has been reduced. Because the Tafe now have the stamina. It's coming in and going now. So I want to say, God will continue to bless you for this good work. And on the other hand, let me conclude on this. Just talking about the ROI consultative forum. You understand? These people are crying out because of the situation of the nation. In as much as some particular lot of people have been suspended, but on the other hand, you see, these people are coming out just because of the hardship that the country is going through. You see, it's right time that the government do the right thing. So that at least we want to see things that will be right us, not coming out even with statement that will say, okay, I will be supporting a particular northern, even when election is coming. So please, let the government be more proactive to the problem Nigerians are passing through, because the hunger is just getting out of hand. December is coming, the united period is coming. People are even wondering on what to put and put in their belly. So I want the relevant authorities, the government to please look and pity Nigerians, because Nigerians are really suffering. Thank you, and God continue to bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Adewumi. God bless you for calling in this morning. That was from Mr. Adewumi. I have a text message here that I'm going to take after this call. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Hello?
That caller is not getting me. Okay, this text message says, good morning, all in the studio. Sincerely, Barrister, I like your words, personal interest. Please, we in Plateau State suffer a lot because of the personal interests of few individuals, and is usually become a general problem. Indeed, as a peace-loving people, we are appealing to the FG and the state governors to deal seriously with anybody who is trying to disturb the peace and general public that we are managing across the nation. Thank you, Ismail. That was from Ismail Jos. Another text message here says, good morning, Mike Pedro. Okay, before I read this, I have a caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Pedro.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, the VC.
Good morning.
Henry is calling from Rukuba Road.
Okay, Mr. Henry, you have 1 minute, sir.
First, I congratulate the VC for having been elected as the chairman of Vice Chancellors in Nigeria.
Thank you.
My question to the VC is about this student loan loan. Most of the students have already, the loan have been approved but not disbursed. And parents, most especially the poor parents, are happy that government is saying they'll be giving loans. But now, the exam may be coming next year as early as possible. What will be the fate of the students that maybe the government are yet to pay the fees for them? Will they be allowed to write exams, or what will you do for us? Because the parents are happy that the government has come in. But what will happen now with the students that probably the government have not yet paid the fees for them? That is my question, please.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you for that beautiful question. Please, if you call in, you are going to manage just a minute to go straight to the point and make your point, because a lot of callers wants to call and we don't have much time. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Please, you have 1 minute. Your name and where you're calling from. One time, don't call you.
Calling from Jos.
You're welcome, sir.
We appreciate it. Yes, really, we have impressed. I want to contribute out of what you have said.
Okay.
Issue of admission from polytechnic, like diploma in law, then to direct entry to University of Jos.
Yeah.
Please, if time will be permit, please, I need more explanation so that we need it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, Bashir. One time, don't call you for that call. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from. You have just 1 minute, please.
Okay. I'm Yusuf Lawrence.
Okay, Yusuf.
I'm calling from Bauchi, Lagos.
All right. You have.
I'm 400 level of University of Jos student.
All right. All right.
So, though I had one of the callers already raised some of the questions that I wanted to ask.
All right. Go straight to the question, please.
That I was trying to apply for non-fund loan at the federal government
portal.
Announced every student can apply. And in the essence of that, when I put my matric number, it used to show me that I need to contact my educational institution in order to proceed for that month. So it seems like the institution denied the information required for students. Then I went to ICT for confirmation, and I made them return me the same thing. He said I can only reapply when the school institution makes that information available to the next during maybe admitting special students. Please, I need more clarification regarding this. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. God bless you. God bless you for that call. A lot of people wants to call, and we are going to manage time as much as we can. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, Mr. Benedict. Okay, Mr. Benedict, please, you have just 1 minute. Good morning. All right.
We actually connect on the issue of the increment of efficiency. I'm not going to ask, is it actually timely for this efficiency to be increasing the situation of the economy of Nigeria now? And also how parents are struggling with the urban activities of life. If somebody is speaking with another that has a children in school, and then only 70,000 naira and the wages they have been sent by the state government. That is among this together, and then tell us how the same person can be able to send 3 children in the university at the same time. And secondly, sir, the second question goes like this. Does it really bother you as an educationist, when the new champion educationist in the highest level of India,
right, thank you. God bless you, Mr. Benedict. Thank you for calling in. We're seriously running out of time. Somebody sent a message here. He says, this question is from Unity FM viewers. Why did you cut off Wi-Fi in the university? That's a question from somebody.
Good morning.
Good morning. You have just 1 minute, please. Your name and where you're calling from.
And good morning also to our guests in the house, VC University of Jos.
Yeah.
I am Bode David from Kabon.
Okay.
I want to ask VC this question related to person living with disability. The weight of person living with disability in the federal.
All right, we lost that call, and unfortunately will not be able to pick more call. I would give the VC in the person of Professor Tanko Ishaya the space to answer just one question because we are out of time. Then we will sign out, and then we meet you on Monday.
Thank you very much. I think one of the most important questions I picked, it was probably the first one, which is about 200 level students in terms of lectures. I can assure all the new students that will be admitted in direct entry that they are not going to miss out. We are making our internal mechanism, internal processes to ensure that by the time they come in, that lectures are covered. If we need to extend time for the lectures to be covered, we will have to do that. So they shouldn't be worried about that. I know there are anxieties here and there, but while we understand the challenges, we are also making plans towards addressing some of those challenges. I think very quickly with respect to the NELFON loan, one of the things that we have done is that we have not stopped any students from registering and continuing with their studies. As soon as we know that they have applied for NELFON loan and they have been verified, we are waiting for disbursement. We allow them free access, to all the lectures, and that's what is currently happening.
Okay.
And I can assure them that during the exams, as long as their loan has been approved and just waiting for disbursement, we're not going to stop them from writing exams because it's a delay, from the disbursement. So this has a few questions. The 400 level student that applied for NELFON loan, you need to still meet the Directorate of ICT or the Student Affairs to confirm that you have a genuine matriculation number, and that matriculation number, the list is also, your name is included in the list that has been uploaded onto the NELFON platform. So those are just a few things that we need to really make sure that we address. If I have another minute, I can take.
Sure, you can take.
I can take another question, particularly from Bashir Dankoli. What I said with respect to those that have A-levels like diploma in law, if you have a diploma in law from Plateau Polytechnic and you apply to come to Unijos, if indeed the Unijos has given you that admission, we will expect that you upload your diploma in law on the JAM portal. JAM portal will also contact the Polytechnic to confirm that you do have that diploma in law. And once that happens, if you have admission from the University of Jos in law, we will upload your admission. But if we're unable to upload your admission, it means that, number one, either that you have not uploaded your qualifications on the JAM portal, or that your institution has not really confirmed that you actually had a diploma in law from that particular institution. So those are the issues and challenges. With respect to the increase in fee charges, I think I've actually explained that.
Yes, you've done that.
Why do we cut off Wi-Fi? Sometimes, like I said, providing services is costly in the university. Well, the time that probably because the provider had to cut us off, maybe for the fact that we have not paid, the provider. But I can assure you that the network is back, has been back, and I want to believe that all the Wi-Fi areas have also been back. If they're not back, I would expect that the student really get back to ICT to find out why why those, the Wi-Fi in those areas are not functioning.
All right.
So
thank you.
Thank you very much. I think the last comment I want to make is that with respect to also the delay in admission, the delay in this admission is that I just want to say that out of the 10,000 students that we are going to admit, about 10,000 students, we have about 1,500 students. 1,500 students, I mean applicants, who want to study medicine and surgery. Unfortunately, we only have a quota of 150.
Well, 10%.
So you can see that we are not going to, there's no...
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
Go on the web, on the JAM portal again, to accept the change of course that we are proposing.
All right.
If they don't accept the change of course we are proposing for them, it means that they will lose the admission.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
I believe the listeners out there have had all the explanation from the VC himself. Oh, we are out of time. I wish I could give you more time to call in and then give your input and submissions. If I'm not able to read your text messages or comments, so sorry, I'm out of time. But then we'll be back on Monday. You can send in your messages. The VC will be on its radio to listen to your message on Monday. We're going to continue from where we stopped. Thank you. Do have a nice day. Bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion?